Hey everyone! So today was the last day of early voting in New York. If you haven't voted yet, Tuesday, November 3rd is your last chance to let your voice be heard. Polls are going to open at 6 a.m. and close at 9 p.m. I have empathy and understanding for folks hesitating to vote, to reject a system that abuses you and denies your worth. This broken system continues to oppress and marginalize folks because it does see your worth. It's afraid of your power. That's why it works so hard to make you feel powerless. You are not powerless. Everything is on the ballot this year for the LGBTQ community, Black and brown folks, immigrants, women, people living with disabilities, and marginalized communities all across our country. Because of this and so much more, we must make a voting plan. And what does this really mean? One, you're going to want to look up your polling site at findmypollsite.vote.ny. Research all the candidates on your ballot. Check in with your family and friends. If someone hasn't voted yet, plan to go together. I always go to the polls with my mom, which not only helps us both be accountable to each other, but it's way more fun. Be prepared to wait at least 2 hours in case there are lines. We've already heard of people waiting anywhere from 3 to 4 hours during early voting. You want to bring snacks, water, a mask and hand sanitizer, practice social distancing, and let's keep each other safe. Listen to a dope playlist. Follow Joy to the Polls for some recommended songs from some of your favorite artists, social justice activists, and even a former president. Voting can and should be a joyful experience. And if you yourself or someone you're going with needs physical accommodations, consider bringing a folding chair to make it easier. Vote on the Working Families Party line to show that your vote isn't only for the candidates on the ballot, but for the progressive movement that centers the livelihoods of the multiracial, multi-generational working class. And vote like your life and the lives of everyone in this country depends on it, because it does. Now I want to talk about what happens after November 3rd. The uncertainty of this election and what comes afterwards is daunting. Your feelings, which I share, of anxiety, fear, and confusion are normal and are felt by so many in this country and frankly across the world. But in the face of fear, we can make a plan. Regardless of who the president and vice president are, what you are doing to change the material conditions of your local community is so important. Where will you be after November 3rd when folks are still houseless, people are still hungry, Black people are still being murdered by the police, when the unemployment numbers keep rising and there are looming evictions? I launched my campaign for City Council in District 15 exactly 1 month ago because I know my community needs bold and compassionate leadership. The Bronx has too often been overlooked and divested from. In a time of economic instability and a disproportionate impact of the coronavirus pandemic, we need someone in office who's going to fight for a budget in City Council that will help us build the neighborhoods we want. The neighborhoods we deserve. Will you support me in my commitment to the Bronx? Donate today so that we can continue this fight. And if you're a New York City resident, your donation could be matched 8-1, which means if you give $25, that can become $225. So every single dollar matters. Go to gopalforthebronx.org/donate. I cannot do this without your support. Your investment in our campaign is an investment in healthcare for all, environmentally conscious infrastructure, more education access, criminal justice reform, health food options that are healthy and good for the community, and building a better Bronx that gives everyone an opportunity to thrive. I'll see you at the polls on Tuesday, November 3rd. Vote for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris so we can continue the fight to defend our future and dignity. And remember, your local elected officials are who determine what everyday life in your neighborhood and on your block looks like. Happy voting.